The Yom Tov of Shavuot, Chag Matan Toratenu, the holiday of Shavuot, which is also the holiday upon which God gave the Torah to the world. God shared with us His insight of creation, not just by living in the world, but by documenting the intelligence and all of the knowledge that was taken from the Torah in order to create the world. As the words of the Zohar is, Istakel be'oraita ubara'ama, God has looked into the Torah and therefore created the world. And now He gave us the secrets of creation in a document and the success of the world. And we absorb that Torah by the epic of Sinai, where God Himself came down and millions of people witnessed this same events. And these are the events that really altered the entire world until today and altered the life of a Jew, upon which there are laws and regulations that a person has to abide himself by. So we had 3 million witnesses to the epic of Sinai, God's revelation, His intelligence, His intention for where the direction of the world should be going. It's actually the driver's manual to life. And the Talmud in the Dharm shares with us, Al ma avda haaretz. Why was it that the land was destroyed? Asher lo birchu b'Torah tchila. Because they didn't make the blessing on Torah prior to the actual study of the Torah. And that needs to be looked into. It needs a clarity. You didn't make a blessing, destruction of the temple. It needs to be analyzed. And another aspect that needs to be understood is that every other blessing in the world, on an apple, you make one blessing. When it comes to a mitzvah of tefillin, each mitzvah, on the hand, one blessing. On the shel rosh, it's its own mitzvah. Every mitzvah, every commandment only receives one blessing. All of a sudden, it comes to the study of Torah, and there's 3 different blessings. Al divrei Torah, or according to the Ashkenazi, la'asok b'divrei Torah. And then there's the blessing v'harevna et divrei Toratech b'finu ni'amcha Beit Yisrael kulan yodei shemecha v'lomdei Torah lishma, that the words of Torah should be in our midst, and asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, that God has chosen us from all the nations. 3 different blessings on one item, one mitzvah of studying Torah. Why is that? And the insight to this is given by the Nesivos, and I was introduced to this concept by my dear son-in-law, Eliyahu. And he shared with me the insight, and it's like this. In essence, there are 3 different components that were given to us by Matan Torah. Al divrei Torah, or la'asok b'Torah, the Nesivos explains, is on the study of Torah. The fact that we engaged and we toil and we studied the written words of Hashem, it in itself is what gives us merit, and it in itself is a privilege. Whereas in American law, you just got to know what not to do. There's no obligation and no accomplishment in the actual toiling and studying of the laws. You don't have, as long as you don't violate the law, you don't have to know all the details. You want to know the details, ask a lawyer. But in the Torah world, we have a privilege, because once the Torah was given, we get a mitzvah to study Torah. It should be sweet to us. The Torah is part 2 of the blessings. It's a very fascinating thing. You can have a 5-year-old child studying Genesis, Bereshis, and he's enjoying it. And he will study that same Bereshis for the rest of his life when the Parsha comes around. And a 90-year-old man studying it, every time they study, they find a new insight, a new depth, a new appreciation, a new angle. And it touches us. So there's another aspect of Torah, that it has infinite depth, and we could have infinite appreciation for for the opportunity of receiving the Torah and understanding, and not just understanding, delving into its infinite depth. So it's another application. It's not just the study of Torah, but it's getting the sweetness, the privilege. Last but not least is Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Amim. People mistaken that God has chosen us from all the nations. To what? To be persecuted? For what exactly have we been chosen? History tells us, oh wow, we're the punching bag of the world. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Amim v'natan lanu et Torato. And He has given us His Torah. The third privilege is that in the times of the Talmud, and there were other opportunities where there was a debate between the heavenly world and the physical world on halachic rulings. So who do you decide? If God Himself came to a Beit Din, to a rabbinical court today, and said, well, he's innocent, he's guilty, it's in the hands of the judges to say, thank you very much, God, for your opinion, but we have a guidelines. It's in our control to investigate the case to the best of our ability and to determine who's right and who's wrong. And it doesn't matter how many angels come down and tell us otherwise. Once the Torah was given with its guidelines, it's within our reach to analyze, comprehend, and apply the actual cases to the lessons that have been learned. But once He's given us the Torah and the guidelines, we create the reality. We create the reality of Kiddush HaChodesh. We create the reality of someone getting married. We create the reality of someone being divorced. All of that has been embedded into our strengths, into the rabbis, into the wise men of the generation. It's within our control. That's a privilege. So when we make the blessing on the Torah, again, it has three components. We could get reward for studying. We can get an infinite depth and appreciation of everything that's going on, and it's sweet to us. It's delicious. And last but not least, we comprehend that God has given it to us and it's within our domain. We are in control. This Shavuot, think about the blessing of the Torah. And when you think about the blessing of the Torah, understand, internalize the privilege of what Matan Torah brings to us. Chag Sameach. Thank you for watching. Please click right over here to subscribe to our other videos that will be coming shortly. Thank you.